Hello everybody and welcome back to another Rockabilly guitar lesson. Some time ago I did a lesson on 16 Chicks by Joe Clay with Hal Harris on guitar. You can watch the video right here. Good thing happened. Hal Harris's grandson saw it, he wrote me and told me that he really appreciates that I keep the music of his granddad alive. He also requested another Hal Harris lesson, and how could I say no, because he's a big favorite of mine, a fellow Strat player. So I picked Jitterbop Baby, a song that was unreleased in the 1950s, unbelievable, but now you can hear it on countless compilations at every good record hub. So I will show you how to play the solo from Jitterbop Baby right here on YouTube. I also want to let you know that I'm in the middle of producing a Elvis Scotty Moore Udemy course, which should be out hopefully by the middle of August, or at least the end of August. So if you're a Scotty Moore fan or Elvis Presley fan and you want to play his songs just like Scotty did in the 1950s, then this course is for you. And I put a list of the songs that will be featured in the course right in the description below. Jitterbop Baby is in the key of E, and it's got two parts essentially. The first one you play some rock and roll licks, and the second one some nice rockabilly finger picking. So let's do the first phrase. It sounds like this. You start sliding into the 12th fret E and B string, and then you pick the E and B string 5 times. Then you play 14 to 12 on the G string and 14 on the D string. One more time, this part here. Then back to the G string, 12 and 14. And 12 on the E and B string, and then you slide down, yeah? And it doesn't matter too much where you end up with your finger. And then you repeat the first phrase. And then the chord progression changes to A. And you play this phrase here. Starting on 14 and 15 E and B string. 12 on the E and B string. And then again double stops your B and G string together, 14 and 12. 12 again and again. And then you end up here on 14 and 15 on the E and B string, and again you slide down, yeah, when you finish the phrase. So one more time, these two bars played over A. And then you play the first phrase again with a little change. It sounds like this. So 5 times. E and B string. And then you play 14, 12 and 14 again, all on the G string. Then 12 on the B and G string. 14 again, just the G string, and 12 slide down again. So let me play the first 8 bars here. Pretty straightforward, I think. Then you play 17 and 18 8 times. (14 and 15 8 times. And then you play this phrase on the 12th fret. It goes like this. Yeah, watch out for the phrasing, and I do it again. In the middle you slide again from 11 to 12. Let me play this part again. And here's the whole first part. And the second part of the solo starts like this. In the bass you play the E and the D string, like this. And as usual, if you do, or when you do some finger picking, you want to dampen the strings by putting the right hand on the bass string behind the bridge to get the percussive sound. Yeah. And in the melody, you just use the E and the B string. On the E string, it's just the open E string, and on the B string, back and forth between the 3rd fret and open B string. Let me play this again slowly. One more time. And then for bars 3 and 4 you play this. Starting with the 3rd fret on the high E string using your pinky. And by the way, I have the E chord grabbed for the whole first 4 bars. So one more time, bars 3 and 4. And the first 4 bars together. Then the chord progression changes to A, and you'll play an A7. I usually do it like this or like that, with your index over the top 4 strings, and then the middle finger goes into 3 of the high E string, or here Buddy Holly style, and the pinky goes into 3 of the high E string. And then you play. And you stay the whole time in this A7 chord. On the bass you play A and D string. Yeah, like this. One more time, these 2 bars played over the A chord. Then again E, but you will play this E7 here, D7 shape. Ring fingers on 4 of the high E string, index on 3, B string, and the middle finger on 4 of the G string. In the bass you can play whether the open E and the open D string, like this. Yeah, the D is in the E7 chord, so it works. You could also play the 4th fret, when you wrap your thumb around the neck to grab the 4th fret of the low E string, so the bass would sound like this. So you get the 3rd of the chord, whatever you prefer. It's hard to hear what he's doing. So let me do it with an open E string. It's easier. You play. So starting on the E string, high E string in the melody, then the B string, and then the second bar over this E chord, E7 chord, you play E string, B string, G string, and then E string. Once again, these two bars, E7, then to B, I will grab a B7 chord like this here. Just the F shape, and then the thumb is on the low E string. You could also do a bar chord, and you play. It's just the E string, the high E string in the melody, 7th and 9th fret. The 9th fret taken by the pinky. Then to A, where you play the 8th fret with your pinky on the B string. And then at the end 5, yeah, which is covered by the index. So these two bars. Sound like this. And then back to E. To finish the solo. One more time, the last two bars. You have a hammer on from the open B to the 3rd fret B string in the last bar. So it sounds like this. So here's the whole fingerpicking part.